State and props in React. Introduction. In React, state and props are two important concepts that are used to manage data and communicate between components. State is used to store data that can change over time, such as the current value of a counter or the selected item in a list. Props are used to pass data from a parent component to a child component. State. State is initialized within a component's constructor or as a class property, and it can be updated using the setState method. To initialize state in a React component, you can use the constructor method. Code snippet. Class myComponent extends React component. Constructor props. Super props. This.state equals count 0 //. Use code with caution. In the above example, the initial state is set with count starting at 0. To update the state, you should use the setState method provided by React. It takes an object that represents the updated state values and automatically triggers a re-render. Code snippet. This.setState, count 1. Use code with caution. It's important to note that setState is asynchronous, so if you need to perform any actions after the state update, you can pass a callback function as the second argument. Code snippet. This.setState, count 1 equals console.log, state updated. Props. Props are used to pass data from a parent component to its child components. Props are read-only and cannot be modified by the child components. To pass props to a child component, you can include them as attributes when rendering the child component. Code snippet. Class parent component extends React component. Render. Return child component name equals John, age equals 25 /. Class child component extends React component. Render. Return. Div. Pname, this.props.name, /p. Page, this.props.age, /p. /div. In the above example, name and age are passed as props from the parent component to the child component, and they are accessed using this.props within the child component. Prop types and default props. React provides the prop types package to define the types of props that a component should receive and to provide default values. To define prop types, you can import the prop types object from the prop types package and specify the prop types in the component. Code snippet. Import prop types from prop types. Class myComponent extends React component. //. myComponent.proptypes equals name, proptypes.string.is required. Age, proptypes.number. myComponent.defaultProps equals age, 0. In the above example, name is defined as a required string prop using proptypes.string.is required, and age is defined as an optional number prop. The default props property is used to provide default values for props. In the example, the default value for age is set to 0. State lifting and sharing data between components. State lifting is a pattern in React where the state is moved up to a common ancestor component to allow multiple child components to share and update the same state. This enables synchronization between components and ensures that changes in one component are reflected in others. To lift state, you need to identify the common ancestor component and move the state and related state modifying methods to that component. Then, pass the state values and methods as props to the child components that need access to the shared state. By sharing state and its modifying methods through props, the child components can update the shared state by invoking the provided methods, leading to synchronized changes across the components. This pattern is particularly useful when you have sibling components that need to communicate and share data. Note that when lifting state, you should consider the component hierarchy and determine the appropriate level at which to place the shared state. Conclusion. State and props are two important concepts in React that are used to manage data and communicate between components. By understanding how state and props work, you can build more complex and sophisticated React applications.